How's it going, everybody? My name is Leo Hashi, but on this channel, I guess I'm Lee Hashi, whatever. My name is Leo, and welcome to my second channel. Don't really know what I'm gonna be posting on here still, but I'm just, feeling like I want to make some lazy-ass content with not much editing, just me talking over gameplay. So if you're interested in hearing me talk about whatever, make sure to subscribe. I feel like my main channel's gotten to a point where I can't really upload whatever I want anymore. It's more of like I have to actually stick to a niche and talk about specific things, which isn't a bad thing. It's wonderful that I get to make money off of the content I make on YouTube. It's incredible. But I will say I do miss these low production, just talking about whatever kind of videos. We'll see how this goes. But on my main channel, I made a community post asking if y'all had any questions that you would want me to answer in a video, and here are some of your questions. Jelly and Dough asks, would you ever try doing horror game gameplays? If so, what games? I've done it before, but I tend to not be able to commit to them because I'm a fucking bitch. I always shit my pants whenever I play this, and I can't commit to it. I'm just too scared. I've done FNAF before multiple times, and I don't think I've ever gotten past night 3. I can't. I just can't handle it. But if I was to do stuff, I would probably just do popular horror games, whatever gets the views and whatever. Because the reality is, for me, I think pretty much any horror game is scary. I don't really get affected by movies or stuff I watch when it comes to horror, but games, dude, when you have full control over the actions of where you're looking and what's happening, it makes it that much scarier. So I would like to do more stuff like that at some point, but I don't know if my heart can handle it. All right, next question. Greenbean6750 asks, where are the body pillows from your Valentine's Day video? Do you still have them? For context, last year I made a video where I received some free products from a particular website, and one of them was an anime waifu pillow, and I just had to make a video promoting it. I do have it still. It's in my room right now. I literally moved it across the country, drove across the country with it. I would always be like, man, waifu pillows, they're kind of cringe, is what I thought. And I still kind of do feel that way, but I can't even lie that the pillow itself is so comfortable that it would have been such a waste to not bring it with me or use it, especially considering I got it for free. So yeah, I do still have it. And right now I have a Rengoku pillow cover. I've only shown one side on YouTube. The other side, I think, would probably get me striked by the YouTube gods, so I probably won't show it. Something Clever 4297. If you could have any anime power, what would you choose? Oh yes, I would honestly want my very own stand from JoJo, because I don't know how much life application a stand would have. If I could use my stand to wipe my ass or wash the dishes and I don't have to do anything, dude, that would be incredible. I don't think a stand is supposed to be reduced to that kind of role, but I'm sure you can do stuff with it, right? I think stands are created from a user's spirit or something, right? And if my spirit is fuck, I don't want to do my housework and I need something else to do it, then my stand could manifest those powers to do my housework, right? I don't know. Anyway, Helicopter4023 asks, what are some of your favorite non-anime shows and movies? Well, The Office is one of my favorite shows of all time, easily. Parks and Recreation is also up there. I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, so I guess all the sitcoms, those are pretty funny. I also really like Squid Game. That's a big one. Those are just some of my favorites. The Autistic Rebel 6064 asks, what are your thoughts on mecha anime? Unlike a lot of other anime genres, you hadn't done a standalone review on a mecha anime, and the genre itself tends to get a bad rep from the broader Western anime fandom for being too childish because they were only made to sell toys. So I want to know what you think of mecha anime as a whole. To be completely honest, I've just never really watched a mecha anime, I feel like. I've watched Evangelion, but I don't know if that's considered a mecha anime or just a mind explosion, whatever the fuck's going on sort of anime. So I guess I wouldn't count that. I guess I've never fully watched a mecha anime before, so it's hard to really say what I think particularly. However, I think it's cool if you enjoy it. You should be able to enjoy whatever you want at this point. While I can see that maybe a lot of it is, selling merchandise and making the money, I'm sure there are mecha anime that are enjoyable, and if you like it, you like it. I just personally haven't really watched enough to have a solid opinion on all of this. SR Mosque asks, if you don't worry that much about YouTube getting an ulcer about copyright, I'd love to see some anime anime opening tier list or something like that. And another question, did YouTube get an ulcer from your live action Attack on Titan video? Yeah, as cool as an anime opening tier list would be, I'm sure I would get absolutely obliterated up the ass from YouTube. So I might have to not do that, unfortunately. Speaking of, yeah, I mean, I don't know if YouTube got an ulcer or I got an ulcer from the Attack on Titan video fiasco. I won't talk too much about it, but I made a video on the live action Attack on Titan movies and I destroyed them, and I spent like a week and a half on that video, literally not doing anything else. And then YouTube decided to say fuck you, and I got it blocked worldwide because of copyright. So I learned my lessons from that video, and I'm never doing a live action review ever again. I think we both got ulcers, to answer your question. And they did it twice too. They fucking banned it anyway. At Pride Tunes asks, can you do anime streams there? Unfortunately, I don't think I can stream full animes anywhere. At Smokey8472 asks, favorite amusement park ride? Well, not to dox my former location, but as a former New Jerseyan, I really enjoyed the ride King Dakar at Six Flags Great Adventure. It was like the fucking tallest roller coaster or some shit for a while, but you know, unfortunately, it's not operating anymore. I don't know why. I haven't really looked into it, and I haven't been there in a while, but I did love that ride, even though I'm really afraid of heights. Mostly because when the ride would go up, it would go up like actually really fast, so I wouldn't have an anxiety attack and nearly shit my pants from waiting for the beginning roller coaster, like going up slowly type of thing. You know what I'm talking about? Another question from at something clever 4297 is, what's your favorite video game? And then Screaming Frog 680 replied, yeah, what's your favorite game? 事件5個のすり切れ会場で水魚の水魚を待つ、うない待つ、フライ待つ、組んでるところに住むところやブラ工事のブラ工事、パイプのシューリンガンのグリーンダイのポンポピーのポンポコナンのシュケメのショウスケ。Oh, I haven't said that name in so long. Anyways, it's hard to say. I feel like there's a lot of things I like. I used to really love Pokemon until like the Switch games. I don't even want to think about those anymore, to be honest. I think Sword and Shield was anyway, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, Gen 4 will always have a very special place for me because it's like what I grew up on. But Pokemon Black and White and all the DS games. Recent favorites I played, one of my most favorite games of all time is Octopath Traveler 2. That game is just, I don't know, it did something for me, you know? And right now I'm playing, as you can see in the gameplay, I'm playing Clair Obscur. I can't even say it correctly. I'm sorry, I'm not French. I'm playing Clair Obscur Expedition 33, and it's probably one of the best games I've played. At Lyrical Bear asks, favorite food? Well, I'm gonna be a basic bitch. I like pizza. Pizza can never go wrong. Unless it's like, you know, school pizza, the shit that they would feed me in middle school, and I used to kind of enjoy it because it was like pizza, kind of, but not really. But you know, like regular pizza. I feel like you can never go wrong with that. At the Simmer713 asks, what was an anime that you watched that was so bad that it was actually good? I'm gonna say Vampire Holmes. I reviewed it in my video called I watched the 5 worst rated anime series, so you don't have to. It's like the first anime review that I've made. Vampire Holmes was like so shit and so menial and nonsensical and like just so low effort, but also hilarious in that way. I think it actually was one of the only ones that I've watched on my career here on YouTube that I'm like, I enjoyed it at least. You know, it sucks, but I enjoyed it. But I feel like you can only enjoy that show if you don't take it any seriously. If you take it seriously as an anime, then yeah, it sucks dick. At Hey Haley Marie asks, please talk about your thoughts on Amberlynn Reed and her constant nonsense. Oh, Jesus Christ. For those of you who don't know, Amberlynn Reed is a content creator on YouTube who is very controversial in many different ways. There's a lot of lore to this, and there's a lot of stuff that I don't even know. Like, I'm not 100% caught up on everything. I do watch some Goral World creators, if you know what that is. Jesus Christ. I didn't expect to be talking about this here. I mean, I feel like I can say a lot, but I'm not gonna say too much because like it's just gonna take over the entire video. Like I can feel like I could make an entire video just talking about this stuff. How do I phrase this? I have not caught up on what she's been up to recently because the more recent stuff, I don't even really get enjoyment out of watching it or watching commentary on it. It just kind of pisses me off to see like some of the stupid shit she does and says. So I haven't really caught up with everything she's been doing recently. However, I do think that she has done some really nasty, disgusting shit in the past, and the fact that she still has supporters is kind of mind-blowing to me. But I feel like there's a lot of creators who still have supporters that I feel are like, how can you really support this person? Like, a big one is Foodie Beauty. I'm more caught up on her stuff than Amberlynn Reed, actually. Okay, I'm gonna I need to stop talking about this. I think she's not a great person. Actually, she kind of sucks. No, she really sucks. It's just like cringe. I personally can't imagine living a life like that where, well, for one, I'm like 600 pounds and it's very clear that, you know, I'm 600 pounds, but always trying to lie that I'm not, or always trying to convince the audience that I'm not. And also having an entire community that just exists to like criticize and troll you because, well, frankly, she's kind of a terrible person. And like every time you do post something, there's always like a huge sort of negative reaction to it. I can't imagine living like that. And I don't know how anyone can be happy in that situation. No sympathy from me, to be honest, because again, there's some terrible, terrible stuff that she has done in the past.
The narcolerk had a heart attack. Have some sympathy. Sorry, I'm trying to find my sympathy bone. My sympathy. I'm sorry. I don't care.
But the most diplomatic way I can put it is, yeah, I just can't imagine living like that and being happy. That's it. Third question from Something Clever 4297. How would you rank the awful anime you've reviewed from worst to best? I'm probably not going to talk about this here because that is a video idea that I wanted to make at a certain point in the future. I do want to make a tier list of all the shitty animes I've seen. And finally, LN55510 asks, your worst anime tropes, like top 5. I feel like I made a video on this topic a really long time ago, and I'll link it in the description below. I feel like if I try to talk about 5 of my worst anime tropes, it'll take too long, and I did make a video on it already. But I will say my least favorite trope of all time, like literally, I don't even want to make a video about this because I don't want to open this can of worms, but I'll mention it here, is like when they do that 1,000-year-old lie shit where it's like, oh, it's okay because she's technically 1,000 years old, like that kind of bullshit. I haven't seen it in a while, but I also don't really look into it, so I don't know how common it is nowadays. But no, if anyone is willing to defend that shit, now that's concerning behavior, you know? I feel like what matters isn't the actual technicality of the art, like, oh, this childlike figure is actually 1,000 years old. I think what matters is the intent behind that design choice, if that makes sense. Like, you're clearly designing a character to look like a little kid, and you're using that 1,000-year-old thing as an excuse to kind of get around that and, you know, make it okay to sort of, I don't want to delve into it deeper, but you know what I'm talking about. I actually despise this shit. Anyways, that's it for the questions that I've had today. This was a way more chill video, and I'm super lazy editing it, so it might not be as high quality and ADHD TikTok editing like my main channel is, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video regardless. Not sure what I'll do for a next video on this channel. I don't know what kind of things I would talk about, but if there's something you would like to see me talk about in more depth or whatever, make sure to leave a comment below. And thank you to everyone who asked me a question today. I hope I was able to answer them somewhat decently, and I will see you in whatever I decide to make next. Peace out, y'all.